Welcome back, everyone. After such a crazy adventure in the last episode, if you didn't check that out yet, be sure you go back and watch that. We traveled all over, but it was time to come back home, just to go back to more conferences. So I went, checked the dogs, and got back on the road. Saw my parents and had a business dinner and some functions over the weekend, and it was back to work. Unfortunately, though, I had to quarantine after all that for 5 days and spent most of the time here. After I was free, though, this was the first place I went.
This thing's like 3 or 4 pounds.
My grandfather and I have a tradition. Whenever I have to go on a long trip, he always takes me to the airport. Little did I know, I caught this precious moment on camera. This end of this next Boston trip, things got really tough. Well, I made it back home. On the way to a family get-together, I got the news that my grandfather had a stroke. It's really difficult to process, but immediately after the dinner, when he was stable, we went and saw him and then made it to his house. There were so many repairs that he needed to have because it needed to be an accessible home, which it wasn't. So we made some new friends and then also put in some new floors. Luckily, he pulled through just fine and got to see him, just one of the strongest people I know, just fully recover. And unfortunately, he won't be driving to take me to the airport anymore, as was our tradition, but at least he's happy and healthy.
Hi.
After an absolutely hectic trip home, it was time to fly again.
Where are we headed?
Boston, Massachusetts.
Why are we headed there?
Board meeting and the trade mission between Belgium and Massachusetts regarding offshore wind. Princess Astrid will be there and the President of Belgium along with the King and the CEO there. And we're thinking about sharing one. It looks delicious.
And just like that, I was back on the plane again for another trip. It seems like it just never stops.
So much money, I'll make you laugh. Hey, the bitch they hate, and you can't miss what you never had. Hey, hey, off the juice, coding got me tripping. Cut the coupe, walker roof is missing. Ice, lemonade, my neck was tripping. Ice, lemonade,
Natty boys got some 60s in my bag. Lips sealed, ain't pillow talking on no rag. In my earlobe, got 2 carats, VVS. Got a penthouse near Rodeo, out for stress. All this money, when I grew up, I had nothing. Filled with backstabbing, my whole life is disgusting. Can't believe it, gotta thank God that I'm living comfortably. Getting checks, I don't believe, but she say she done with me. Burn some bridges and I let the fire light the way. Kicking my feet up, left the PJs on a PJ. Yeah, I'm a big dog and I walk around with no leash. I got water on me, yeah, everything on Fiji.
Working with the princess.
Rockstar life, so much money, I'll make you laugh. Hey, the bitch they hate, and you can't miss what you never had. Hey, hey, off the juice, coding got me tripping. Cut the coupe.
After meeting so many dignitaries and having such an amazing trip, it was time to go back to Houston and go on my next adventure. Be sure you check back in, like, and subscribe to see what happens next.